Hi everyone! Today we are going to install Openshift 4.10 in Google Cloud. Okay, we are going to install the Openshoft version of Openshift, OKD. But in the end, everything that we can learn today can be applied in our commercial version. There are several requirements that we need to accomplish before we start. First, we need to enable some APIs in our Google Cloud project. Those are the ones that you can see in the screen, like Compute Engine API, Google DNS API, Cloud Resources Google API, and many others. To do that, we can do that in the UI by searching in the console for the correct API like dns.googleapi.com or using the CLI like we are going to do here. We write gcloud services enable and the name of the APIs that we want to start. After all the APIs are activated, we need to have a dedicated DNS hosted zone in the same project as the cluster is going to be installed. To do that, we need to go to Cloud DNS in GCP and click on Create a DNS zone, public, the name of the zone, DNS name, and we create. After that, the next requirement is related to permissions. What we need to do is create a service account that will have the next role connected: compute admin, security account admin, service account user, storage admin, DNS administrator, and service account key admin. And how we do that? We only need to go to the service account area, click on create and choose as name OK in our case, because this is what we want to do. And after our service account is created, we start to add all the roles that we currently need to do in the installation. The last thing is that we need to change the quotas of our N2 CPU. To do that, we're going to wait until our installation fails because we want to show what is the error that we're going to have. After all the requirements are in our system, we are ready to install OKD or Openshift. And we need to know that there are two ways to do this installation. IPI or Installed Provider Infrastructure mode, that is an automated mode based on a file called install-config.yaml, or UPI or User Provisioned Infrastructure mode, that is a manual mode that we will need to install one by one all the components. You know that we love the automation, so we'll go for the IPI. Before we can go to the IPI, we need to have two components. First is an SSH key, and to do that, we need to create our own private and public SSH key combination. We need to execute SSH keygen -t ed25519 -n, and then the key is going to be created. Next thing that we need to do is we need to set up our console with the service account that we created before. To do that, we need to go to the service account area, click on our service account. Now we go to keys, add a key, and create a new key as JSON file. When we have this JSON file in our system, the only thing that we need to do is export Google application credential equal key.json. And now we can connect our service account in our console with the command gcloud auth activate service account, the name of our service account, -key file key.json. The next step is download the OKD client and installer. And to do that, we need to go to GitHub and download the files. In our case, the Linux files. We execute tar cxbf of our files. We have everything that we need for our installation. And if you remember, we said that we're going to do an IPI installation, then we need to have a file called install-config. And in this file, what we are going to set it up is the name of the cluster. We are going to tell what is the platform, in this case a GCP, how many master do we want to have, the type of master is going to be N2 standard, the disk size that we want to have, the replicas for the master, the replicas for the compute or workers, the type of workers, and then the metadata that is going to be mostly the network that we want to have for the cluster, for the machine, and then the two components. One is the pool secret that you need to download with your account in Red Hat, and the second one is the public SSH key. After that, when we have our file created, that is going to be added in the description of this video, what you need to do is directly execute Openshift install, create cluster, -dir install, and this dir install is the place where the install-config.yaml file is going to be located, --log level equal debug. I prefer always to install with log level equal debug because if there is a problem, automatically I'm going to see that. So when we execute the command, we are going to see that the quotas are going to fail because it's telling to us that the N2 CPUs is 8 and we're going to need more than 8 CPUs to install our machine. The reason is because we're going to have 6 machines and everyone is going to have 4 CPUs, in total 24, and our quota is 8. To increase the quota, we need to go to Quota. We need to search for the quota that we want to change, in this case N2 CPUs. We choose the region, in our case it's US Central 1, and we'll request the change from 8 CPUs to 32. It's going to request to us a reason because we want to increase, because it's not an automated increase. We need to request that to Google, but in few seconds, your 8 CPUs quota will be changed to 32. After this quota is changed, we can go to our installation and repeat the process. Now when the installation is ended, we can connect to Kubernetes and we can do OC get nodes. And you can see that everything is up and running, and Openshift is working perfectly in Google Cloud. I hope that you enjoyed this video, and remember that in NKDev we are expert and we can help you with any problem in Google Cloud, AWS, Kubernetes or Openshift. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel, click like, and see you next video.